Good morning. Thank you to everybody for coming and battling the weather and the elements to get here. We're here obviously to celebrate the hard work of several people who are going to take on some new positions and some new responsibilities. We chose today so that the families of those being promoted could be here to share in something that we as a brother and sisterhood recognize as a rite of passage, also as a necessity in keeping those that we protect safe. We gather to acknowledge the accomplishments of 7 of our members who are taking on these new roles and much more responsibility within our department. First, I would like to thank Mayor Langfelder, Deputy Mayor Kathleen Alcorn, members of the press for being here, and everyone else in attendance to help us honor these well-deserving members. I also want to thank the co-workers, friends, and families who are in attendance as well. People outside the fire service don't always understand the sacrifices that our families also make during the process of both the self and organizational improvement. Whether it's time spent preparing for Firefighter 3 exam to be eligible to be promoted to driver or engineer, taking classes to receive merit points for the captain's exams, or attending schools of the IFSI or the National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg to hone your skills and tactics when that promotion comes and people are looking for you to lead them. Firefighter families give up time spent with our people, and I and we as an organization would like to acknowledge and thank you for that. The willingness of the people in this room allow our people to make themselves better at what they do, and they personally make my job easier and the lives of those we serve better. The time commitment involved is oftentimes substantial, as ours is a very competitive process. At times, one question can decide whether those will make or not make it to the next rank. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Jim Langfelder and allow him to address everybody.
Thank you, Chief. It's a great pride that, an honor that I serve the public, just like our firemen, our policemen, our public works department. And a lot of times we don't say thank you enough. It's a very challenging time that we're in, and it was challenging when we got here. But it's important that we learn from our history and how do we move forward a stronger department and city working together. So really, I'd like to congratulate all the individuals being promoted today, and a special shout out. This is the first time I met Vince Zumo, Senior, and I had the joy of working with Vince Jr. on the Fire Pension Board, and Nick Zumo as well. We appreciate him being promoted today. But really, it's about legacy. And it doesn't matter, I'd like each one of you, the firefighters, the ones being promoted, think back when you joined the fire department. That honor, that great honor, and see how far you've come. And for ourselves, our greatest legacy is Abraham Lincoln. It doesn't get any better than that or any simpler than that. It's about government of the people, by the people, for the people. Those are the ones we serve. And as long as we stay focused on that each and every day, we will continue to be a Class 1 fire department, and hopefully Class 1 city for everybody to enjoy. But the Chief hit the nail on the head, and I appreciate your leadership, Chief Blau. It's really the sacrifices everybody makes, protecting one another, serving the community, and the families that make those sacrifices of time. Because when it's all said and done, the most valuable asset a person has is the giving of their time. So we really appreciate the families doing that, and we appreciate the men and women of our fire department to make sure that we have the type of community we all want to live in and thrive. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thanks, Mayor. For hundreds of years, the fire service has built a rich history, starting in the 1st or 2nd century Rome. The very first recorded full-time fire brigade was formed. In the early 1700s, this tradition was carried forth in Paris with King Louis XIV and some of the world's first pumpers. And later, Napoleon Bonaparte was credited with the first modern fire brigade. Bonaparte ordered a division of French army to provide fire protection for Paris with 30 powerful manual fire pumps. In the United States, the first full-time department was established in Philadelphia in 1736 by Benjamin Franklin. It was officially called the Union Fire Company. Finally, the creation of the first full-time fire department was formed on April 1st, 1853 in Cincinnati, Ohio. This organization featured the first professional fire department made up of 100% full-time employees. It is generally accepted that the modern rank and structure of the fire department can be traced back to the Civil War, where many of the influences to this structure occurred. The insignias and their meetings are universal firefighters, but generally the public knows little of their significance. The rank and insignia is made up from traditional fire service icon, the bugle. The bugle has significant importance in the fire service. In the early days of North American fire departments, orders were given on the fire ground to the troops by officers through use of a large brass device that resembled a megaphone. These ornate brass horns were commonly called bugles or speaking trumpets. It was commonly known that the person with the bugle hanging from their neck was easily identified as the person in charge. Officers came to be identified with these objects, and so a small pin in the shape of the bugle became the rank insignia for officers to be worn on a collar, a hat, or the helmet of their uniform. The more bugles on the collar, the higher the rank. This is an icon that is still used today, one that we will be placing on our people being promoted shortly. The tradition goes back through centuries of fire service, and yet modern-day personnel continue to cherish its significance. The number of bugles represents the number of people in an officer's charge. Our driver engineers have one bugle, as they often supervise firefighters. Captains have two, and so on and so on. No promotion can be complete without the pinning of the bugles. This is significant in the promotional process, since the bugle is the symbol of authority. The rank of driver engineer is represented as a single bugle on the insignia pin and fire department badge. The rank of captain is represented by two vertical bugles on an insignia pin and badge. The rank of battalion chief is the traditional symbol of two crossed bugles, and the deputy division chief has three crossed bugles, and division chief, which we will have two new division chiefs today, have four crossed bugles. These unique symbols to the fire service indicate duty, pride, and tradition, which are important principles that we strive to pass along to each generation of firefighters. It is adorned on the collars and the badge of officers. As our people are pinned with their new position and the responsibility it includes, it is an opportunity to take a moment to recognize the rich history and tradition that goes along with the distinct responsibility of each rank. Today we're promoting members to driver engineer, captain, battalion chief, deputy division chief, and division chief. Our two people who were to be promoted to driver engineer are unable to make it today, but I still want to go ahead and read off what the responsibilities of the driver engineer is, because it's one of the most important jobs that we have in the fire service. The rank of driver engineer, as much the name indicates, is the person who drives the fire apparatus and who manages, maintains, and operates the major firefighting equipment such as pumps and ladders. The driver engineer has comprehensive knowledge and technical understanding of our equipment, and as the designation engineer implies. As an engineer's role is essential on the fire scene, you can do a lot of things correctly, but if you don't have an engineer who is able to get water to the firefighters on the inside, your situation is not going to improve. Being promoted to the position of driver engineer is the first step of being responsible for others in your charge of the fire stations. You will fill the role as a fire company officer in the absence of the captain. Travis Herman and Matt O'Brien are being promoted to the rank of driver engineer, but unfortunately neither were able to attend today. Captains. A captain ranks above a driver engineer and below a battalion chief. This captain is in charge of specific fire station or specific company. The captain is in charge of maintaining the station, ensuring that his crew is ready to respond, checking out the apparatus, and overseeing its readiness. The crew looks to the captain for leadership and guidance in both extreme life-threatening circumstances and also during those times, downtimes of training and professional development. The captain sets the overall attitude of the crew in relationship to the department and the general public. The captain's important duty is providing appropriate leadership to his or her crew and sending them home safely to their family at the end of each shift. Being promoted to the position of captain is an accomplishment that requires a rigorous promotional testing process that challenges each and every applicant to prove their knowledge, as well as to test their understanding of the position. You also fill the role of battalion chief in their absence. Today, we are promoting Paul House, Matt Suttles, and Bryce McCormick to the rank of captain. If you three would come forward, please. Our first promotee, I don't know if that's a word or not, but we're using it today, is Paul House. Driver engineer Paul House is being promoted to captain. He has been with the fire department for 21 years. He also maintains an associated applied science degree in nursing and fire science. Paul is married to Sherry, and they have two daughters, Lindsay and Abby. He is the son of Anthony House and Mary B. Sardi. Retired SFD Battalion Chief John Muchow will be pinning Paul today. Come on up, John. Congratulations, Paul. Next time we'll have the bags ready. Matt Suttles was promoted to captain a few months back, but we had a conflict with getting him here to be able to come to the ceremony. So Matt Suttles is also being promoted to captain. Matt has been with the Springfield Fire Department for 20 years. His significant other is Samir Coons. He is the father to his son, Jacob Suttles. He is the son of Jerry and Eileen Suttles and the grandson of Jack and Wilma Suttles. Matt's father, Jerry Suttles, will be pinning him today. Congratulations, Matt. Driver Engineer Bryce McCormick is also being promoted to captain. Bryce has been with the SFD for 11 years and has been a member of the SFD Mavis Hazmat team for 7 years. He also served our country in the 183rd Firefighter Wings as a weapons loader. Bryce completed his PhD recently in public service from Capella University, has a master's degree in public administration from the University of Illinois. Bryce is married to Kara and they have 3 children. Am I going to butcher these? Adeline, Caden, and Peyton. Yes. He is the son of Command Sergeant Major retired Tony McCormick and Kelly McCormick, and the sister to Chief Warrant Officer Courtney McCormick. Bryce's wife Kara will be pinning his badge, and Adeline, Caden, and Peyton will be pinning his collar brass. Oh, look at those. Congratulations, Bryce. Thank you, guys. You can go ahead and have a seat. The rank of Battalion Chief is a rare thing, only achieved by approximately 10% of those who have ever worn the SFD uniform. It is a tremendous responsibility that you are now in charge of crews in your battalion, and you are expected to coordinate fire suppression, extrication, technical rescue, hazardous materials, and any of those outside the norm calls for your half of the city each day. If you're a battalion chief in training, you're expected to teach those valuable skills to the entire fire department. As department safety officer, identifying department issues that need to be addressed health and safety-wise falls squarely upon your shoulders. In any of these roles, the safety of the men and women are under your command is dependent upon you. A Springfield Battalion is comprised of 6 stations, including up to 9 companies that are assigned to those stations. There are 2 sets of companies, 2 sets of battalions, 1 north and 1 south, that are led by a battalion chief. The battalion chief is often the highest rank on hand at any given situation, given that staff chiefs often work a typical workday. Battalion chiefs are responsible for ensuring that every specialized role is covered for each shift, and thus may have to engage in creative manpower resourcing at times. Battalion chiefs also handle advanced management of work schedules, including accommodations for vacation time and sick days. Battalion chiefs are also usually the first line of official documentation when it comes to incident reports and investigations. As with all fire department operations, there is a battalion chief on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Battalion chief, the highest position that is filled by the rigorous promotional testing process that we test the knowledge of the fire department as well as dealing with employees, also adding to situational awareness of the fire ground, demands making this a very complex position. The person being promoted to this position of battalion chief is generally regarded as the best of the best. This is a position that few applicants attain, and there is a major step in being responsible for many others under your charge. Unwavering leadership skills and strong decision-making are paramount in ensuring the safe return of your crews home to their family at the end of each duty day. Today we are promoting Chad Bates to the rank of battalion chief. Chad Bates. Chad has been with the Springfield Fire Department for 22 years. He has served our country in the Illinois Air National Guard from 1997 to 2002. Chad is a certified fire officer too and has served on the SFD's technical rescue team for 20 years. Chad is married to Jamie and they have 7 children: Nathan, Nolan, Libby, Lauren, Andrea, Bennett, Shelby. He is the son of Edna Mae and Ron Lutz and nephew to Larry and Melinda Hamlin. Chad's wife, Jamie, will be pinning his badge, and Battalion Chief Mike Bartletti and Captain Bryce McCormick will be pinning on his collar brass. Congratulations, Chad. The rank of Deputy Division Chief is the first step into the fire department's administration. Deputy chiefs they set the direction for the future of the fire department within the division that they serve. In Division 1 operations, you're expected to coordinate both battalions on all 3 shifts into one fire department with a standard way to operate and respond to emergencies. This is no small task. This position ensures that everyone follows the policies within the fire department, and Deputy Division Chiefs help shape those policies and determine what equipment or tools are needed and work best for our members to be successful in the field. Sometimes all you can do is react to a problem and fix it. It requires sharp decision-making, and this position literally keeps the department running smoothly in coordination with the battalion chiefs. Besides the above, you are the first contact between the members on the line and the staff. While keeping the division running, responsibilities also include finding time to plan out operations for the next 6 to 12 months, as well as 5 to 10 years. Keep a notebook by your bed for those 3 a.m. ideas. Today we are promoting Nick Zumo to the rank of Deputy Division Chief. Nick Zumo. Nick Zumo has been a member of the Springfield Fire Department for over 20 years. He served our country as a Master Sergeant with the Illinois National Guard. Nick earned a bachelor's degree in industrial technology from Eastern Illinois University. He has served as Local 37 Union Secretary for 6 years, CPR instructor, rookie class instructor, and organized many charity events. Nick is married to Ann, and they have 1 son, Nicholas. Nick's father is retired SFD driver engineer Vince Zumo, and his mother, Chris Zumo, was the fiscal officer for the SFD. His uncle, Steve Melton, is retired Deputy Division Chief, and his brother, Vince Zumo, is currently a driver engineer with the SFD. It's truly a family affair. Nick's son, Nicholas, will be pinning his badge. We're going to give it a shot. And his father, Vince, will be pinning on his collar brass. 26 months. Nicholas is 26 months. That's why I'm going to be impressed with this one. Congratulations, Nick. We're almost done. The rank of Division Chief is just under Fire Chief. You are now second in command of the Springfield Fire Department. Besides the responsibility of running your division, you'll also serve as the Fire Chief in his absence. Division Chief helps form the budget, sets policy for the fire department, and works with other city leaders and elected officials to shape the future of the department. While the Division Chief involves administrative work to ensure that our members are competent and in order to work effectively, safely, and efficiently, you will also be expected to stay consistent in your actions to set the tone for the fire department. You will also be an integral part of the command structure for major incidents across the city. You'll help shape and implement the city emergency plan in those rare occasions. Today, we are promoting Mike Abbott and Darbin Calvert to the rank of Division Chief. Darbin Calvert. Battalion Chief Darbin Calvert is being promoted to the Division Chief of Training. Darb has been with the Springfield Fire Department for 22 years. He has an associate degree in fire science, bachelor's degree in biology, master's degree in forestry. Darb is an original member of the SFD dive team for 21 years and was dive team leader for 4. He also served on the technical rescue team for 16 years. Darb is married to Amber and they have 2 children, Kylene and Colden. He is the son of Wayne and Peggy Calvert. Darb's wife Amber will be pinning him today. Congratulations. Michael Abbott. Deputy Division Chief Michael Abbott is being promoted to Division Chief. Mike has been a member of the SFD for 21 years. His fire service career started in 1981 with the Dawson Volunteer Fire Department. Mike is a former member of SFD's hazmat team, served on the apparatus committee since 2004, and is a member of the EMS committee. Mike has served as a paramedic and an instructor for the St. John's and Lincoln Land in their EMT and paramedic programs. Mike's spouse is Michelle Abbott, and they have a daughter, Alicia. Jeff Abbott, Fire Chief of Decatur, Illinois Fire Department, and Mike's brother will be pinning his badge. Mike's sisters, Becky and Cindy Abbott, will be pinning his collar brass. Congratulations, Mike. If we could have all of the people who are just promoted come up, have an opportunity for everybody to take some pictures. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. These individuals have all worked extremely hard to get to the place where they're at. It's not often that we have an opportunity to take the time and thank people for doing what needs to be done to keep the city going. And I just wanted to say thanks to each and every one of them for everything that they've done. Appreciate their service and look forward to all the good things that all these people are going to do in the future for us as well. So I'm going to step aside, and so people can take some pictures if you'd like. That concludes the ceremony. Thanks to everyone for coming out, and once again, congratulations to everybody.